Greetings, dear nocturnal green thumbs, or should I say, green night owls. Who knew vampires had such competition in the realm of the night? But fear not, we're not here to discuss the nocturnal habits of the undead, but rather something far more intriguing and, dare I say, life-giving. Nighttime gardening. Yes, you heard me right. Gardening under the moonlight, where the crickets are your soundtrack and the stars, your ceiling. A realm where you're not just a gardener, but a pioneer, breaking the myth that gardening is a daylight-only affair. Now I know what you're thinking. Why on earth would I want to garden at night? Well, aside from the sheer thrill of trying something new, there's a whole host of benefits that come with nocturnal horticulture. For starters, the cooler temperatures make it a far more pleasant experience. No more sunburns or heat strokes. It's just you, the cool breeze, and your plants, basking in the soft glow of the moon and your trusty headlamp. Furthermore, gardening at night offers a respite from the harsh sunlight that can be so damaging to both you and your plants. It's a gentler, calmer way to tend to your green friends. Moreover, nighttime gardening can be an incredibly peaceful and therapeutic pastime. There's something truly magical about being alone with your thoughts and your plants under the blanket of the night sky. It's a time when the world seems to slow down and you can truly connect with nature on a deeper level. So, if you're tired of the same old routine, or if you're just a night owl looking for a new hobby, why not give nighttime gardening a try? It's not just for vampires, folks. So strap on your headlamps and grab your trowels, because we're diving into the moonlit world of gardening. Now, not all plants are night owls like us, some are early birds, but don't worry, we've got some stellar recommendations for your midnight garden party. Let's dive into the world of moonlight gardening, where some plants prefer the cool, calm, and peaceful nights over the scorching heat of the day. Yes, you heard it right. Not all plants are sun worshippers. There are those that bloom under the silver glow of the moon, lending an enchanting aura to your garden when the rest of the world sleeps. First on our nocturnal list is the moonflower. This plant is a night owl's delight, as it only blooms when the sun goes down. Its large, white blossoms unfurl under the twilight, releasing a sweet, lemony scent that fills the night air. Moonflowers are like a late-night surprise package, adding a touch of magic to your garden. Next, we have the evening primrose. Now don't be fooled by its name. This isn't your typical prim and proper daytime bloom. The evening primrose is a rebel at heart. It waits until the sun sets to show off its bright yellow blooms and sweet fragrance. It's like a beacon in the night, attracting pollinators and night owls alike. Last but not least is the night-blooming jasmine. This beauty doesn't need the spotlight of the sun to shine. Its small white flowers may seem unassuming during the day, but as dusk falls, they transform into stars, releasing an intoxicating fragrance that can perfume your entire garden. The night-blooming jasmine is the perfect example of how some things are more beautiful under the moonlight. So, there you have it. Moonflowers, evening primroses, and night-blooming jasmines. These are just a few examples of the many plants that thrive in the moonlight. They're proof that the night isn't just for creepy crawlers and things that go bump in the dark. Your garden can be a lunar paradise, a place of serenity and beauty even when the sun isn't shining. Remember, a good nighttime garden isn't just about creepy crawlers and tombstones. It's about creating a lunar paradise. So, you've got your night-blooming plants, but how do you set up a garden that's visible in the moonlight? Don't fret, you won't need night vision goggles for this. While it might be tempting to grab a telescope and attempt to channel Galileo in your quest for the perfect moonlit garden, let's take a step back. It's not rocket science, but it does require some strategic planning. First off, think about your plant palette. Choose plants with light-colored flowers or foliage, as they'll reflect the moonlight and create a soft, ethereal glow. Think white roses, silver dusty millers, or the shimmering leaves of a moonlight hydrangea. But it's not just about the plants. The structure of your garden plays a role too. Consider adding a white arbor or a light-colored trellis. These structures will catch the moon's rays, creating a welcoming beacon for any late-night gardeners or fairies that might be fluttering about. Now, on to lighting. You might be thinking, hold on, isn't this supposed to be a moonlit garden? Why are we talking about artificial lights? Well, even the moon needs a helping hand sometimes. Strategically placed outdoor lights can enhance the natural glow of the moon, illuminating your garden in all the right places. But remember, less is more. You're not trying to turn your garden into a football stadium. Opt for low-voltage lighting and soft, warm tones. Place the lights around the edges of your garden, highlighting the plants and structures you want to shine. And here's a pro tip. Use upward-facing lights to mimic the light of the moon. This will create a natural shadowy effect, adding depth and intrigue to your garden. So there you go. With a carefully chosen plant palette, some structural elements, and a touch of artificial lighting, you can create a garden that's not only visible in the moonlight, but positively shimmers. So with these tips, you'll have a garden that not only the moths will envy, but the moon itself might blush at. Plants like us need their beauty rest. But unlike us, they don't need a 10-step skincare routine before bed. Let's dive into the world of nighttime plant care. Now you might be thinking, plants need sleep? Really? Well, in a way, yes. They use the quiet, darker hours to rejuvenate and prepare for the next day's photosynthesis. So how can we, the night owls of the gardening world, help them get the most out of their downtime? Watering is an excellent place to start. It's a bit like tucking them in with a goodnight story, only wetter. Watering plants in the evening can prevent the midday sun from evaporating precious moisture. It gives the water a chance to seep deep into the soil, ensuring your plants get a good, long drink. Just be careful not to overdo it. Damp conditions overnight can attract unwanted pests or cause root rot. Speaking of pests, the cover of darkness is their favorite time to come out and do their dastardly deeds. Slugs, snails, and other creepy crawlies can wreak havoc on your precious plants while you're dreaming of the next day's harvest. A stroll around your garden with a flashlight can help you catch these unwelcome guests. And finally, just like us, plants need quiet time. As tempting as it is to tend to your garden all night, remember that your plants need a break too. Noisy activities like mowing or heavy pruning can disturb their rest. So keep the nighttime activities to a minimum, or better yet, just enjoy the serenity of your garden under the moonlight. In the end, nighttime plant care is about balance. It's about understanding your garden's needs and tending to them in a way that respects the natural cycle of day and night. So go ahead, put on your gardening gloves, flick on that flashlight, and step into the world of late-night gardening. Remember, a well-rested plant is a happy plant, and a happy plant makes a happy gardener, no matter what time of day or night. Think gardening at night is just for insomniacs or vampires? Think again, my dear night owls. Nighttime gardening, while seemingly unconventional, is a practice laden with benefits, not just for the ghosts and ghouls among us, but for any green thumb that enjoys the serenity of the moonlit hours. Let's start with the most obvious advantage, the temperature. If you've ever tried gardening under the scorching midday sun, you know that it can be a sweat-drenched, exhausting endeavor. The cool of the evening provides a much-needed respite from the heat, making the garden chores a bit more comfortable for you and your plants. Yes, plants can get sun-stressed too. The gentle, cool night air can be a blessing for many heat-sensitive plants. Now, let's move on to the tranquility factor. There's something incredibly peaceful about a garden at night. The hustle and bustle of the day fade away, replaced by the quiet hum of the night. It's just you, your plants, and the occasional night creature. This tranquility can make for a therapeutic gardening experience. It's almost meditative. And then there's the unique perspective that night gardening offers. Ever noticed how different your garden looks under the soft glow of the moonlight? The shadows and light play a beautiful game, highlighting aspects of your garden you might not notice during the day. It's like getting to know your garden from a new angle, a new dimension. Lastly, let's not forget the practicality. For those who work during the day, nighttime might be the only opportunity to tend to their garden. And what better way to unwind from a long day than to immerse yourself in your personal patch of nature? So there you have it. Night gardening isn't just for the sleepless or the supernatural, it's for anyone who enjoys the peace and quiet of the moonlit hours. The calm, the cool, the quiet, and the unique beauty of the night can transform your gardening experience. So why not give it a try? Your garden might just thank you for it. Well, we've made it through the night and your garden hasn't turned into a pumpkin, nor have you turned into a werewolf, I hope. Ah, the sweet victory of surviving the night, and all while tending to our leafy companions. Who would have thought? Let's take a moment to recap on our moonlit adventure. We've debunked the myth that gardening is just for the day dwellers, or worse yet, the vampires. We've learned that night gardening is a tranquil sensory experience, bringing a fresh perspective to our green spaces. And let's not forget the delightful revelation that not all creatures that come out at night are creepy crawlers. Some are beneficial for our gardens and, dare I say, rather charming. We've also dispelled the notion that you need a telescope to garden at night. In reality, all you need is your passion for plants and a bit of moonlight. We've discovered that plants, much like us, need their beauty sleep too. And no, you don't have to be an insomniac to enjoy the wonders of nocturnal gardening. It's a pastime that can be enjoyed by anyone with a love for nature and a bit of curiosity. Nighttime gardening is not just about the tasks, it's about the experience. It's about the peace under the stars, the cool evening breeze, the rustling leaves, and the fragrance of night-blooming flowers. It's a chance to slow down, to connect with nature, to nurture and be nurtured. Thank you for joining this moonlit adventure. If you've enjoyed our nocturnal escapade and learned a thing or two, do us a favor and hit that like button. Share this video with your fellow night owls and don't forget to subscribe for more gardening fun under the stars. Until next time, happy gardening!